Hi, welcome to my tutorial on being able to factorise quadratics. This is a two-part tutorial. This is part one. Part two deals with the more complicated types of factorising quadratics. This one, part one, the fairly simple quadratics. First one then, EG1. What we need to look for here is we need to get this expression into a pair of brackets. So we're looking to end up with something like that. Now, the way we start is we look for two numbers that will multiply to give 21 and that will also add to give 10. So I've got two combinations here. I could have 1 and 21 that multiplies to give 21, but it doesn't add to give 10. But I could have 3 and 7 that multiplies to give 21. If you add 3 to 7, you get 10. So once I've established that these are my two numbers, all I do is I write x in the front of each one, and I write x add 3 and x add 7 because these are both positive numbers. I could then multiply this out to check that I've done that correct. So if I expand the brackets, x times x gives me x squared, x times 7 gives me a positive 7x, 3 times x gives me positive 3x, and then 3 times 7 gives me positive 21. You should be able to see that these two in the middle here will simplify to give you x squared plus 10x plus 21. So that's just a way of checking. So first one, that quadratic factorised to x plus 3, x plus 7. The second one, let's have a look at this one. Well, this time we've got to look for two numbers that multiply to give negative 6 and that add to give 5. We could have 2 and 3. And we could have 6 and 1. Those are the two combinations that multiply to give 6, but they don't multiply to give negative 6. To do that, one of these on each set of numbers has to be a negative. So we need to try these out. Well, if that was negative 2 add 3 gives you 1. So that doesn't work. So let's try it in the other one. Let's try this as a negative. Negative 3 add 2, well that gives you negative 1. So that clearly doesn't add to give 5 either. So it's not going to be that combination. Let's have a look at the next combination. Could it be negative 6 add 1? Well, negative 6 add 1 gives me negative 5, not positive 5. So it can't be that way around. But it could be negative 1 add 6, because negative 1 add 6 takes me to 5. So once you've established what your numbers are, then you can write it in your double set of brackets. X plus 6, x negative 1. And then to check, you could expand it just like we did the first one. EG3, the last one. We've got to look for two numbers that multiply to give 16 and that add to give negative 10. So let's put our brackets down. Two numbers could be, well, we could have 1 and 16, but we could have 2 and 8, and we could have 4 and 4. So there's three combinations this time that we've got to try. First one, let's try having, well, this time, this has got to give a positive 16. So to give a positive 16, the only way we can do that is to have two positive numbers multiplied together or two negative numbers multiplied together. Well, let's try the positive first. 1 add 16 is not going to give us negative 10. Neither is 2 add 8, neither is 4 add 4. They're always going to give us positive answers. So we know now that these must be negative numbers. So let's try them. Negative 1 add negative 16 gives us negative 17. Incorrect. Negative 2, take away negative 8, that takes us down the number line to negative 10. So these are the numbers that we're looking for. So let's put them in. X minus 2 and x minus 8. It doesn't matter which way round you put these.